to x square. The x axis and the coordinates x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. Solution. How do we do it? How do we solve it? Here given equation of the curve is y is equal to x square. With the function fx is equal to x square, we can write it out. So y is equal to x square and the function fx is equal to x square. That's what we wrote. Now here the area bounded by the curve and the x-axis with the limit x is equal to 1 to x is equal to 3 can be written with a formula, and that formula is a is equal to integration of a to b fx dx. So how do we get this formula? With the help of this graph. We can just see the graph over here. We have a graph with a negative x-axis and positive x-axis. Similarly, upside there is a positive y-axis and down negative y-axis. So in this graph, this point will be always 0. This point will be always 0. So now we have to analyze with the help of question how the graph is predicted. So if you check properly, as per the question, it is said from the axis x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 3. So that the 2 points that we have to find out must be in between one in the x-axis where there is 1 and 3. So that's what we can simply first label 1 and 3 points in x-axis. 1 and 3 points in 1 and 3 points in x-axis. And then let's check how the graph forms. Here we see if you put y is equal to 0, if you put this y is equal to 0, then what happens to the x? So even if you are putting y is equal to 0, then x, you can just simply check this is always 0, or this line itself is 0. And then if you are putting over here 0, then x also becomes 0. That's why the point between y and x will be the center will be 0. So this point is 0. So the graph now should be either passing towards upside, downside, right or left side, passing through 0. So this would be the case, or this would be the case, or this would be the case, or this would be the case. So passing to the 0 or center. So now let's see why the graph became like this. Because if you put 1, y is equal to 1, then what happened to the x square? X. Then x becomes also 1. That's nice. But you see, if you are putting y as negative 1, can x be a negative? No chance. It will be positive. You put 2 minus 2, it will become plus 2. If you put it minus 3, it becomes plus 3. Plus maybe square, I mean to say, if it is plus 2, it becomes plus 4. So that's why always the x-axis will be positive. That's what we got it. So always x-axis will be positive. So now here we can understand that there is no negative x-axis. That's why we can say that always the graph will be, let's say, upside. I mean to say there is no negative y, because here you change x to be anything, that y will be always positive, right? So for example, if I'm putting here minus 2 in place of x, then y becomes, if I'm putting x as minus 2, maybe let's say somewhere here, then somewhere here, then what happens to y? Y always will be positive. So always will be positive, and that will be double of it. So that means here. So in that way, if you predict it, then you will find that you will have the graph upwards. Why you will have graph upwards? Because upward is always y and the downward is always y prime, that means negative. That's why in our, as per this information, we know the graph will be upwards. It will be only in this area. If x square is given, means it's talking if you are replacing x with even negative value, y will remain always positive. That's what we indicated here. Because of this information, the graph turns to become upside. This we understood it. Okay, the curve is always upside. So in that way, you have to first predict what is actually the graph look like. And once you get the graph appearance, then you can give the values of x and x. Let's say the x and x. Over here, x and x means the value in the initial x and then the final x. Like, and the area you can just under it. Then ordinates, and the ordinates, let's say our curve. So to find the bounded area bounded by the curve. So the bounded by the curve means the area below the curve. So and this area is A. That's what we are going to find with this formula. So I hope you are clear with this small information with which you can easily predict any kind of graphs that are given to you. Let's learn some with examples, then we will understand. So here in this case, our answer will be something like this. You can just check. So we had been given fx as x square, like we saw earlier. Y is equal to x square, fx is equal to x square. We told that here, and then that's why you will just write integration 1 to 3 is given. It's given 1 to 3. We write in place of fx, we write x square dx. So now we can simply go for integrating it. We know how to do integrations. What happens? It becomes x to the power of 3 by 3, the whole to the power of 3 by 1, and then you will subtract with the upper limit and lower limit, right? Substituting x with upper limit and lower limit. We have substituted this here with 3 in the beginning, you get 27 by 3 minus lower limit, you substituted with 1, and then you have subtracted them, and then you got the result as 26 by 3. So this is our answer. It's very simple if you know the formula for the area of the curve bounded below. So here you can just see the formula is, always remember the formula here. Over here it is, what does it say? The formula, it says a is equal to integration of a to b fx dx. This one, okay? This is the formula, area bounded formula. Okay, so area of the curve can be found by this one. It's very simple formula. So let's go with the other question so that we understand more. So here you can see the question says y square is equal to 4ax. If such graph comes, then what will be the graph predict looks like? So we can see the graph looks like this. So why do it look like this? That's the question mark. I'll try to explain you how we got like this. Because here when we say y square, that means x can never be negative. That's what we got. See, we can predict with this when there is y square equal to x. Here 4ax is given because of the 4 coordinates that we will have. But here in general, if you understand what will be x value can never be sorry, here x value, yes, this is x, right? Yes, x value can never be negative. That means this graph, why it cannot be negative and why this is above the point, that's because of we have 4a. So it's already, it is above 0. If it is direct x, then if you put here 0, do you get this at 0? That's the question mark, right? So that's why here the value might be, let's say, if you put it here 0 in x, then y also 0, y 0, x 0. That means this will be 0. So this line I have made it extra, you can understand. This is not there here. The real line is this one for y-axis. Why it is this one? Because if you are putting 0 over here, this becomes 0. That's why this point should be 0. Now again, when I told already that if you are giving here, let's say, if you are putting y as negative, that means you can put positive as well as negative. The curve will be in y, positive side also and negative side also, but x is always positive, which means this graph, you can just see that it passing through 0 because of we both, when you substitute one with 0, other becomes 0, so it should touch this 0. And then when we talk about the graph, that curve that's coming like this, why it's coming like this? Because this area is only positive x and this area is all negative x. So it is only in positive x. That's what we understand from this graph. So let's, and we know here, by using some formula, like we can say y minus k whole square is equal to 4ax minus h. This would be a formula for the above equation, because here it's all both the sides positive for this area. And then let's go with another graph. Let's try to learn another graph, how we get, suppose if question is with this kind of question where we see y square is equal to minus 4ax. So that means the graph will be just opposite of what just now we learned. So that's what here the graph is just opposite, you can say. So why? Because here is given minus 4ax. Whatever you do in the beginning, x is always minus is given. So here you write whatever the value, that is minus. So you cannot write here minus value, but if you write any minus positive value here, that becomes minus. And y can, yes, y can also be minus because there is minus x. All right. So already you know y square is already minus. So half of it will be minus and half of y will be plus, because already it is already given the minus. Square value itself is a minus. If you are putting here 0, then obviously this becomes 0. So the point starts with a 0 for all. That's this point. This would be a 0 value. Okay. And then when we talk about putting one value in here, if you put one as y as 1, then obviously this is x will be let's say 4a 1, or let's say 4a. So that's what it will be, and that is minus 4a. So if you are putting here minus 4a, if you are putting here y and x value 1, then it becomes y square becomes minus 4a. So there is chance for y square also to be minus. So that's why here you can see the graph is just opposite. Or now let's understand some other questions such of graphs. So you just see here, this is a graph again we had. So this, it says x square is equal to 4a. So over here again, if you put 0x, then y becomes 0. Y you put x, that becomes 0. So starting from here, that like in previous case we studied, right? So it is the same previous case thing. Yeah. In general case, what we studied, one example, this is the same example case. So here when we increase, when we put a x square minus, you cannot put, actually you cannot put y anyways minus. Why? Because whatever you put even x as let's say minus 1, then what happens to y? Y value will be positive only. So y can never be negative in this case. You can just see y, even if you are putting your x square as here in place of x, if you are putting minus 10, then what happened to y? It becomes 10 to the power of 2, means double. That means it will be positive. So who will be positive? Y will be always positive. That's what we understand from this. So that's why the graph comes up. That's what we studied earlier also. Then just opposite of what we did just now. You understand the above thing. If you understand this, then you understand automatically this, because it's just negative. You understand this portion and just you put it a minus here, then the thing comes out to be like this. Yes, this is what it is. We got x square is equal to minus 4ay. Then here we get the graph, this one. Okay. So I hope I'm clear to explain you about how we predict the graphs. Nowadays everybody knows this. Let's know some questions and let's solve some equations so that we understand more better. So here there is a question which says find the area bounded by the parabola x is equal to 8 plus 2y minus y square. The y axis and the line y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 3. So it says y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 3. Means first let's check by putting y is equal to 0 whether it will be the point on the 0 or not. So if you are putting here 0, then x is 0. Suppose x is 0. Suppose x is 0. This comes this side, so y will be 8. Over here it will be more than 0. That's why y will be more than 0, or let's say it will be nearly 8 or something. That's why you cannot make the point at the 0 this time. So or we know y is in the x-axis line. So that's why if you put y 0, this becomes 0, this becomes 0, x becomes 8. So you know y is equal to 0 is the straight line in the x-axis. That's why in that x-axis you just go for making a point 8. So that's what here is done. You can just see when you have y is equal to 0, this y is always 0 over in this line. X is always 0 in this line. That's why what you do is when you get such equation, you put y as 0, that is this line you are predicting on, and then you just see what value you get and point that value. And this is what this value is. Here it is 0 and here is 8. So from here to here, this would be the graph. So the graph is from 0 to 8. Till here we know. Now whether the graph moves that way or the curve moves this way, we will know by the equation that is asked. So here it says the y-axis and the lines y is equal to minus 1 and y is equal to 3. So the one that we need to know is minus 1 and y is equal to 3. So in y-axis, you just point the label minus 1 and then point the label 3. So maybe I have drawn this both equal. It will not be equal. Okay, it will not be equal, and the graph would be something like this. Okay, so the graph would be something like this. Y it will be, and this point would be 8. This point would be 8. So I am clear here to explain why like this the graph, because you know this is minus 1 point, and here it should be 3 point 1 2 3 points. So 3 points above the line and 1 point below the line. So this would be the graph. Fine. So that's the graph, and then let's now go for what they asked for. They asked for this. So 8. So axis y, now we got the intervals, that is -1 to y is equal to 3. So let's make the solution based on the formula that we are using. Here we see, here given the curve is this, and let's solve, and then we will understand the values that we can put over here. So what are the things that we need to consider over here? So we can see here given equation of curve x is equal to x plus 2y minus y square, where fy is equal to, that means the formula will be the same formula, but in place of fx we have just wrote fy. Okay, fy is equal to 8 plus 2y minus y square. This was given, and we are just replacing this. Now you have the area bounded by the parabola, that y axis and the line y is equal to, and the line y is equal to -1 and y is equal to 3 is, we just go integration with 1 to 3 like given. Sorry, it's not 1 to 3, it should be -1 to 3. It will be -1 to 3 as per the information we got, 2 3, and then it should be -1 to 3. Okay, and then here we have y is equal to dy, y fy function y is equal to dy, where we see we write this in place of this, we write 8 plus 2y minus y square dy, and just we integrate like we always do it. So in integration we know if there is in place of 8 it becomes 8y because it is integrated with y. So now here with plus 2y it becomes 2y squared by 2, and y square becomes y cubed by 3. So now you replace the upper limit and lower limit, subtract with lower limit, and then you get the value. Let's see that also how we do it. So when you subtract them, the values that you are getting is this. So that is 8 into 3 plus 3 square minus 27 by 3 minus 8 into -1 plus -1 square minus -1 cube by 3. Always keep the in brackets minus, so that you will not be confused with the minus thing. And then when you summarize and solve it, then you will just get 92 by 3 as your answer. So now let's go with some other questions. Here you can see a similar type of question over here. Find the area line lying above the x-axis, okay, and under the parabola. So you can understand the thing is that's what it is told. Now how did we get this graph? Let's see. When I am putting y is equal to 0. That means in this line I'm trying to predict when y is equal to 0. What happened to the x? X becomes, let's say, this x comes this side, means it becomes somewhere, let's see what happened is it becomes this way. So x is equal to root of, let's say 4x. Alright, x is equal to root of 4x we get. That means it is value nearly, we have 4 points. Let's say x is equal to 4, nearly 4 points. X is equal to 4. So y, if you are putting 0, then x will be 4. What you do is, now you put 0 and you put somewhere in near to 4. Near to 4, that 2 points you will just put. Okay, so when you put y is 0, this is y is 0, this line itself is 0, then where will be the x? It will be near to 4. Okay, if you are putting x as 0, if you put x as 0, this becomes 0, this becomes 0, then y also becomes 0. So that would be this point. So you know now this point and this point. These are the 2 points that you should know now, and you make a parabola line between them. Is that clear? So now if you are putting, let's check the answer now. How do we get it? So here the point that it want is 2 and 4 for 2 in y-axis, and then 4 in x-axis. That's what we got it. Now here given equation of the curve is y is equal to 4x minus x square. So above formula we know that we can simply put fx is equal to 4x minus x square. So that's what we get it. Here just to know the values, exactly what values we need to point on, we can just go for making solving this equation in simple manner. Like here we have added, because we pointed at 4, we added both the sides 4, and this we try to solve the above equation. Okay, so here just we shifted this x this way, this 4x minus xy is in another side, making it negative one side and positive on that side. Yeah, and then we just added plus 4, so that we get correct equation. So in this equation we get x minus 2y 2 whole square is equal to -1y minus 4, where fx is equal to 4x minus x square. So that's what we know. So this is what is given in our case, but this equation has been converted to this equation so that we could get the exact values, right? So here as per this equation we know x is nothing but 4, and then we know that y is nothing but 2. So x is 4 and y is 2. So how do we know this? Is by the equation that we studied earlier. So if you want to know in more detail, what you have to study is you have to study the graphs that have been predicted earlier. So that graphs give this kind of things. So here we know, here it's giving minus 4y, so it's something like, yeah, something like this curve. If you see, remember this one, you just see here x square is equal to -4a, here you got x minus h whole square is equal to -4a y minus k. So in this case the graph is this way. So that's what it is. See the our answer, and this answer is, this question is similar. Yes, so x minus this is let's say h, and this is k. Okay, so the area lying above the x-axis and under the parabola with limits x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 4 is, x is equal to 0 and another x is equal to 4 is, so is a is equal to 0 to 4 fx dx. So in that case, yeah, how did we get limit? It's given here. You can just find it out how we got the limits. If it is not given, we need to always find the limits, and then we do solve this equation by putting that in this place. We know that, and then we just go for integration. We know integration of 4x will be 4x squared by 2. Integration of x square will be x squared by 3. X cubed by 3, sorry, and then it just goes on multiplying, and you know this upper limit will replace minus with your limit will replace, and you will get 32 by 3. This would be your answer. So now let's go with the other question, a similar question. So you can just see here, this is another question. Here it says find the area of ellipsis, where like you know ellipsis like that ellipsis. So x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. So in this case, ellipsis means this diagram. Now you will be knowing where is this lying. It might be in the center, it might be here, it might be here, anywhere in the line y-axis. So x-axis is right here. Always remember this graph is not exactly right one. Why it's not right one? Because if there are you know numerators with the same squares, if it is having, I mean to say same power, if it is having x square and y square same power, then this graph would be from the center actually, and this box, I mean to say this arc, and this arc would be same. All four would be same if these powers are same. It might be any power, and if it is same, then obviously this would be from the center, not from the side like I made. So you can understand that what I meant. So the powers, if they are equal, then obviously their arc size are also equal. So let's solve this. This is only just to understand what we are learning. So let's see. Here the given equation curve is x squared by a square plus y squared by b square is equal to 1, or we can just simplify this equation by making it y squared by b square is equal to 1 minus x squared by a square, or we can further simplify by making y squared by b square is equal to, you just take the LCM and you write a square minus x square by a square, and further you simplify that to make it y square is equal to b square into a square minus x square by a square. You have just put this up, and now you will get y is equal to b by a root of a square minus x square. Now you got a formula type of thing, so you should have remembered some standard formula, integral standard formula 2 in 2 group. So in that, if you just check, you will find the formula for root of a square minus x square. So that would be something related to x by something like x by 2 root of a square minus x square into sine inverse x by a, something like that. There is an equation, and if you replace that equation, you will get a good answer. Let's say put y is equal to 0. Let's first put y is equal to 0 and check what happens in the above equation. Don't put here. Okay, put it y is equal to 0 over here, and let's see what happens to the value of x. So that so y is 0, then the x value also will be 0 because of being 0 it is. But no, it will get here this one goes this side, so it might not be 0. So that's why the graph here will be different. Okay, so now you know if you are talking about this diagram, then here if you put 0, you just know to know this angle, because we have studied till now this area. We have just studied this area, how to find out arc. We know only this much how to form. There is a formula. So you multiply that with 4, then you get the arc of this ellipse. Okay, if you multiply that with 4, then you get the arc of the ellipse with the now let's just check how we do it and then solve it. So how are we getting the value now? Let's solve it and so see it. Okay. So in the beginning, till here we got. Now we are putting that, and we see that x will be, when you put y 0 0, either x will be plus a or minus a. That's what we got here, because your x square is equal to a square now. So now the area of the ellipse a is, we know the formula, a to integrate till a 0 to a into 4 I told, because we are finding 4 parts of it, fx dx. So similar to earlier we have learned this formula. So let's go just further check how do we get the answer for the question that was given. So it's very simple question. So here you just see, here it is 4 nor a and 0 to a, b by a, let's take b by a, root of a square minus x square dx. So this is what we got. So as after substituting this thing, the final thing we had already got this by doing sorry, till here we got already, and we just replaced it in place of fx. When we replaced in place of fx, this is the constant things, so these things are constant, this area is constant, so we put constant out along with 4, and then we try to integrate this portion, and for this portion I already told there is a formula, and the formula you just replace, you just put x by 2 root of a square minus x square, the same thing, just x by 2 is the extra thing that we added for this formula, and plus a square by 2 sine inverse x by a by, then this is for integration that's to be removed, it's a to 0. Okay, so you know there is a formula this for this much, if you put in this 1 by, this is the formula, and if it is direct, then this much area, this much has been added extra. Obviously this is always the same, because it's the question itself, and x by 2 plus a square by 2. So this much if you remember, then you can remember obviously this one we had a formula for total area. So that's we got this. So now let's go with summarizing this by putting these integral value things. So here it's upper limit a you put, and then lower limit 0 you put, and then subtract them. So that's what you get the limit things. So you just do this, and then you will get pi ab is the answer. Similarly, the same thing what we did just now can be done for the circle. You can just see for the circle also it has x square plus y square equal to r square for circle. So when we have that, then you know that the line will pass through the center, and it has all four arcs to be the same. This will be same. That's why we can use the same formula just now what we used it to solve this also, because into 4 we do, we have 4 parts, equal parts, so we'll get it, because here the power is same. If power is same, then this all 4 boxes will be the same. So let's say here given equation x square plus y square is equal to r square. So that's what is the formula we know for the circle. Then we see y square is equal to r square minus x square, put y is equal to 0, then what happens to the other value? So you see that x square is equal to r square, that's what you get, then x is equal to either plus or minus r. So x will be either plus or minus r. So that's what we got. So now let's see by putting the formula, what is the formula? We know the formula for finding the area of the arc above, below, side, or whatever. Then this area is equal to this is integration of 0 to r. Over here it is r. That depends on what you are doing for integration. And then 4 means you are going to find all the 4 arcs. So here fx dx. So it's simple fx dx, where you get it. Fx means the value that is given for you. So here it is root of r square minus x square dx. Fx value is over here root of r square minus x square dx. So that is let's say f y, you can say x or y, that's different, doesn't matter. And then when you went on integrating it with this, and then you replace the value of r and 0 after it, so and then you get it. But here it's very simple, because it's the same formula that you are using, r square minus x square dx. Now this is the integration of, then we have a formula x by 2 root of r square minus x square plus r square by 2. So here one, here by 2 remember here r square is this side, and x in place of x square you go x this side. So this you just exchange this here and here by 2, and then sine inverse x by r, this is x by r, this you should have remembered for this 1 by this thing. So that's why you get this, and then you just replace r and 0 upper limit and lower limit and subtract them to get your integral value, and that would be obviously that it is pi r square. So area of a circle is pi r square, that, right? So you solve and you get it, and if you get this, then you're doing well, and if you're not doing well. So you have to write this note. Thank you. So this is what it is about finding the area below, inside, upper side and lower side of a circle, and let's say ellipse or a curve. Okay, so I hope we are clear with this. We will meet you in next class.